Welcome back to part 9. This is I am here to report good tidings, and those good tidings are part 7 and 8 recorded without any issues at all. It just worked. Thank God. I was so
Okay.
sick of it. I was losing it.
Okay, Steve Jobs.
What?
Oh, you never seen that?
Seen
I feel
what?
like you would get a kick out of it. There was he did a tech demo one time with like an early Apple press conference, and the shit wasn't working, and he just kept going. It just works. It just
It
works.
just works, but
Yeah.
despite it clearly not working. A couple things. I said we were going to upgrade the bombs, and then proceeded to not upgrade the bombs. So we're going to do that first. Ancient materials. Power up a rune. I'm game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can
Just
choose. Oh, fuck.
bombs. Do the bombs.
No, the stasis, you can stasis enemies.
Oh.
Oh,
Do the
you can
do
really...
this.
All
Do
right.
the stasis. 'Cause you can always come back to get more bombs.
3 ancient cores. Yes. Oh, I thought... Oh, interesting. Okay, never mind. We can do all 3, I think. She said, She said that you needed all 3 of these parts, and I just assumed you needed all 3 for the bombs, but you just need, like... Regardless, I can do all of them, I think.
Okay.
The cores was the hardest part to get, but I was, as you know, I'd be fucking up Guardians left and right. Like, they go over, it's like, oh, here comes Link again, getting ready to, what the fuck? Like, he can't do that.
What a dark way to go.
By your own beam? No, they deserve it.
But what was I gonna say to you? Oh yeah, I texted you before we started about what exactly was it?
We've only
What
talked
was the
about
last comedy you remember people quoting?
You did say that, and I was in a meeting, but I think I just saw this conversation last night, and I can't remember it. It was like they were talking about a comedy, and it was like, what line do you quote constantly? And there were some good ones, and I cannot for the life of me remember the thread now.
Here's my thing.
Yeah, I know where you're about to go with, and you're gonna say that they don't make comedies anymore. Like,
No, not that, not that. My thing is more of like people make comedies, and from a rough guesstimation in my brain point, because
so based on nothing.
well, no, I've also been watching How I Met Your Mother, and
Why?
no, because now I'm watching it in more of an interested sense of remembering how big this thing was in pop culture, and just like yes, the Barney jokes, the legendary stuff of like that was a thing people used to say, as well as I don't know, the
so
interesting thing to me,
to just rein you in because you're getting a little wordy here.
Hetty, yeah,
Uh, did you say Hideo?
no, I said Hetty.
What you're saying is what was the last time there was like a show that people like really quoted? And by quote you mean like, for instance, How I Met Your Mother, when people be like, it's gonna be legend, dairy, and then or like true story, which is also from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I can kind of see where you're coming from.
So my thing is more of things that were, or at least the approximation I'm seeing from what more recent comedy shows tends to be is a reflection of our modern pop culture versus where it felt like 2000s it was like, oh, we're gonna try to like make this into a thing. Because I also watched for this minor dissertation, I watched Dude, Where's My Car and I Love You Man, and I'm watching this and I'm like, people used to quote these things, and this was not in the zeitgeist prior to this movie
Hey
or
Carlos,
show.
you need a job.
Oh yeah, I'm unemployed.
you,
On the
you,
on the unemployment meter, you got to fill that thing up.
you you really went going for like the first 15 minutes of part 1, and I didn't stop you, and like thinking back on it, I'm like, I should have stopped him. I should have just like reined him in, and I didn't, because I was like, I thought his thoughts were gonna go somewhere, and then they didn't. So I
Nah, man.
but so like,
I'm very unemployed.
I need to rein you in when necessary now. I screwed this up.
I like yeah.
I gotta wait for that shit to regrow. That's fine. Oh, hold on. Oh, he ran away. But yeah, Carlos is unemployed still. We're still part of the Unemployment Chronicles, and it shows.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, dude. Like I just don't want to engage in this. I just don't. Like,
Why? I think it's just interesting pop culture.
I think you didn't get high
discourse,
today, and it shows. Like,
Oh, all right. It's Monday. What am I?
you, Carlos.
Oh, yeah, also
your
fun-
conversations sober are other people's high conversations. So your high conversations reverse, and they're just the dumbest like base level shit.
Wow.
So it's weird because I'm not used to it. It's such a weird dichotomy.
You're such a hater, man.
I'm such a
I
truth
feel like
teller.
I had my finger on the zeitgeist right there. I'm about to sell that article to Vulture, and because then I'll lose my unemployment benefits, and Vulture is definitely not going to pay as well as a free check.
You're really going through it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, your brain is working overtime. Perhaps when it doesn't need to.
True. It's just more of like there's nothing to apply it to other than like.
Oh, also before this, I just like, I went around the area near the plateau, and just blew up trees until I got as much wood as I could. Because it's free and doesn't take any like. Okay, so I need to give him the trees first. So like just to show this off, if I can find a tree, that one doesn't count because it's too thick. It's got at least 2 C's. This will work. So I basically just went around doing this, and then it would fall over, and then I'd switch the other bomb, and then I had wood. And I just did that for like 20 minutes. So I have like 6. I just gave 30, but I had like 60 wood. Just wanted to show that off. And then I went to Beetle, bought a bunch of ingredients, made some more food, and sold it for a profit. So that's why I have this 3,000 rupees that we're paying him. And we're going to go broke.
I wish that it would also start a forest fire, because that way I could say you're pro global warming.
I mean, it's been pretty cold lately. So, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Oh, yeah. So this starts the town side quest. I don't remember who I have to talk to. Yes. Aggressive. What? Okay. Okay. You're just gonna keep talking to him. Yep. Yep.
All right, guy.
Go, get out of here. It's funny that you need to do that. That he's like, so I should probably get going, but it's pretty far. And you're like, yeah, it is. Yeah, you should go. What does this other guy say? I like how they're all like, where did you get this money? It's like, don't worry about it. I'm a world-renowned chef. So this is funny because it does actually offer a kind of way to store weapons. Like whatever weapon you have equipped, you can just like hang, which is cool, and you can like upgrade it and stuff like that if you talk to him, and you can get more. But that is a cool feature where it's like it is just mostly like cosmetic. Like, oh look, I own a house, a thing that I'll never do because I'm a millennial or a Gen Zer, and you know, the generations ahead of us have just kind of ruined that for me. But instead, you can pretend. Isn't that fun, Carlos? Isn't that fun?
Fuck me, I'm unemployed.
That's true. Do you have
Imagine
Oreos
there was
in front of you?
fast travel in real life. Yeah, I do have Oreos right at me. I also have a cup of Coke in front of me.
Do you like how I sniped that from the tiniest crinkle in the back?
No, I was drinking Coke.
Okay, the Coke shouldn't crinkle, so something's wrong with it.
Oh, it's because it's in a bottle.
Bottles shouldn't crinkle. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what more you want from me.
I don't know. I think that's what you heard.
Maybe. Oh shit, it's not raining.
Anyway.
Oh fuck. It's not raining for once. Let's go. Alright, they want me to meet the prince. I think he's on this bridge. It's either that or Terabithia. That seems like a movie you would have seen.
No, I read the book. Zoe Deschanel is in the movie, and that's like the one Zoe Deschanel movie I've never seen.
Fucking nerd read the book. I'm kidding.
I didn't even read the book. The school teacher read the book, and I remember the girl dying, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, spoilers. I didn't say I wasn't gonna read it.
Oh my. All right. You've seen the movie, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, then that's done for you.
Yeah, thanks. I guess.
That book is weird and funny.
Oh, you know what I should do? For things I don't have time for, I should just read summaries instead. Like, I should just read a plot summary of Succession. And, and I don't have to watch it.
Why?
What do you mean? So I can catch up on the zeitgeist.
Most of the plot is the least important thing of Succession.
No, I don't think that's true. I'm sure the jokes carry over in text.
That's like someone. I'm trying to think of like it's like reading Atlanta episode synopsis and being like, oh yeah, trying to keep up with conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, that okay.
I do remember in the Rooster Teeth podcast way back in the day, back when I used to listen to that. One of the members, the one who did Griff for Red vs. Blue fans, Jeff, who wanted to find an achievement hunter and has done some sketchy stuff, I think, but I don't know. I don't really follow him. But anyway, I learned that, or he said that when Lost was coming out, he was invested but just did not give a shit at the same time. So he would just read the plot synopsis every week. Which I think is super funny.
I mean, for a J.J. Abrams thing, yeah, you probably could do that.
But I just love the idea of just being like, other people are like, oh, a new episode's sick, and then him just being like, ah, cool, a new paragraph.
I mean, that's me. That's about to be me in Book of Boba Fett, because I cannot get through that fucking show.
What episode do you want? Because I remember the big thing about that is that the first couple episodes were garbage, and then it got better, and then it got worse again.
Well, the thing that people say gets better is because halfway through it just becomes Mandalorian season 2.5.
That's pretty funny.
And then because I'm watching it and I have never seen such a boring show.
This is what happens when you have that stupid fucking generation ahead of us that was like, oh, Boba Fett was so cool. He didn't do anything. Yeah, but he was so cool. Did you see his design? Did you see the helmet and stuff? That was so cool. And I'm like, okay, but what did he do? He just lost. And they were like, no, but he was really cool.
he was cool for 5 minutes. And then George Lucas in his infinite wisdom was just like,
I don't know if it's infinite. I don't know if it's infinite. I think it might be lower than infinite.
All right, George Lucas, in one of the times he was really fucking right, was like, no, I'm going to kill this guy off just because there's nothing here to this character, and I just needed him to help advance the plot in one other movie. Wow, he served his purpose. Let's get him out of here.
His goddamn shot, and I'm so upset that he did. That's really fucking annoying.
Because also, if he doesn't kill him off in Return of the Jedi, there's some asshole sitting at the back of the theater like, I hope Boba Fett comes back.
It's true, and then he did come back. So his attempt to kill him didn't really work out.
It's just, yeah. Sometimes that's one good things George Lucas did was like he does not care about Star Wars, and is not nothing is sacrilegious to him in Star Wars.
Just such a strange statement. It's a good thing that George Lucas hated Star Wars because he made Star Wars a lot better.
Not hated, was indifferent to most of it. Like to him, it was just like
he focused on the weirdest shit in Star Wars. That was my big takeaway, is that he would be like, no, we need to get the CGI on Salacious Crumb right. It's like, nobody gives a shit, George. What are you talking about?
Well, it's like, I hate that I'm a big George Lucas defender.
I do hate that as well. I hate most things about you.
True. But the one
best friend, by the way.
My biggest offense for Lucas is like, he's got great ideas, man. Because he was like, oh, cool, I'm going to spearhead the CGI development shit, which went on to, like, pretty much define every blockbuster movie after that. And then also I'm going to do this cool political thriller. But then he told it in the worst possible way. No one stopped him of like, hey, actually, you're doing this in the most boring possible way.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Did Padme groom Anakin?
All right.
I'm listening now. I wasn't before, but I'm definitely interested now. Because that's the wrong response.
No, it's a weird age thing that like after the first movie they never ever bring up again. So I'm like, low-key, an argument is kind of supported of like, let's just retcon the age gap. Because Padme and Hayden Christensen don't have that big of an age gap.
Sure.
So my thing is like, if in an ideal world you don't think about episode 1 romance thing, not that weird. As soon as you think about that, it is weird, and we can't have. But also, she's 14.
That is an extra weird detail about it.
Not really, because she's a minor too. It's not
Oh,
like she
no,
did
no,
anything weird with.
I'm sorry. The 14-year-old queen is the weird part. Like, let me be clear with that. Like, nobody was like, maybe someone else should run the government before she, until she, like, is an adult and isn't going through puberty. Like,
Yeah, that's
like what is this, fucking medieval times? Like,
that's it's also it's an elected position.
here's my problem with Star Wars. Okay,
Just one?
every single plot hole in Star Wars is answered with a different plot hole. That's my biggest problem with it. Is they're like, well, actually, if you go here, this makes sense because of this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, but that thing you brought up just raises more questions. That just makes it worse. Like, and everybody's just like, well, glup shitto. And I'm like, okay, okay, got you now. Cool.
The price of doing business.
I guess so.
No, I get it though, because there's some parts of like being a Star Wars fan where I'm just like, you've got me on some bullshit right now, and then there's other parts
where a crazy person right now.
Yeah,
your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy.
Like if you watch the Clone Wars, then you really come away with like, Yoda's really, really an idiot or a bad man.
This is my favorite thing of Star Wars is that the more detail you give it to, because you can't do it, you can't explain away Star Wars. You just can't. Too much shit has happened, and there's too many plot holes. So it's like because the more detail you add, the worse characters who didn't do things look. Because I'm like, okay, but there was a lot of detail that you added in the Clone Wars that kind of makes it seem like Yoda was woefully inept as a Jedi Master, and so is every other Jedi Master. Like, the signs of the Sith Rebellion were fucking there. Like,
well, that's why Qui-Gon Jinn, like, again, if George Lucas had someone editing and tell him, like, you have a really cool idea, because the whole thing with Qui-Gon Jinn taking on Anakin is Qui-Gon from the jump is straight up like, there's something wrong here. We've gotten way too far from the mission. We're not focusing on actually helping people. We're just the police here, and we're making everyone's lives worse. Let's get this kid out of slavery. And
but
Yoda's like, no,
they just kind of just gloss over that.
That's not. Well, Yoda's thing is like, no, that's not really our job. We really shouldn't be interfering with someone who's not technically or interfering with a planet that isn't a part of the Republic. This could really lead to bad politics later on the line. So it makes Yoda was initially for the prequels is supposed to be like a Hillary Clinton type character of we shouldn't do stuff because if we do stuff, everyone's gonna hate us for doing stuff. And Qui-Gon's kind of like the Bernie Sanders of like we should actually do stuff because then things will be better. Again, I know you're making good points here, but I really have to say. The more you explain it, the more I'm like, it just sounds dumber. The more detail you add, the worse it sounds. Exactly. And it's just an irredeemable. Like, to be clear, I don't think Star Wars is a bad franchise. I think it is way too big, and trying to connect all of the canon and just all of the shit that happened in like a 20-year goddamn span. Like, not 20 years.
What is it?
50.
Okay, that was not worthy of correcting me for a thousands of year like civilization type thing. I don't care. Well, my whole point is that it's just like it all happened so much. I'm like, just set it 100 years later, just change the canon up. But no, they all have to fucking weave into each other. And I'm like, it doesn't. We're past the point where it makes sense. Just reset it. You don't even have to reboot it. Just change it up. Just be like, things are different now.
True. Well, I do think what really annoys me is like all these Disney Plus shows, and no one wants to just like start going prior to the Skywalkers or after the Skywalker stuff. We're just continually like flushing out more and more Skywalker.
This is what I mean. We need to just go after.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. After or start doing High Republic stuff because I'm just like, there's so much cool stuff that they could do. And it like ever since Disney took over it, I was just like, so y'all are just really gonna like I did not need more Luke Skywalker.
Like I get why, right? Like
I get,
that part's not lost.
They gotta sell tickets.
But I'm like, I feel like the greater vision has definitely become muddied and lost at this point, and you just need to start over. Like, if
True, but
Star Wars is one of the few people who, like, if they rebooted, I'd be like, thank God. Like, you needed a reset. Like, that's honestly, I think that's the bigger fear, is that they do reboot it, but they're like, what did people like? What did people like? The Skywalker saga. So we're redoing it with new actors. I'm like, no, it was the wrong lesson.
No, thank you. Well, they did come out with like the best show of last year, which was Andor, and that shit was
I've
so
heard
fucking
Andor was pretty good.
I think that is the greatest. That is the only thing worth the Disney Plus subscription. if you were like, oh, let me use that free trial, use it to watch Andor, and then you can just go ahead and cancel it. Nothing.
I did enjoy the Marvel series. I still have to watch Ms. Marvel, which I just didn't enjoy. The first episode, I was like, this is another origin story. I don't really give a shit. And then the second episode, I like started, and I'm like, there's clearly something here. As I'm like watching it, I'm like, I get it. There's definitely like some good stuff here, but I'm just like, I just can't be fucked. I don't care. And then I want to watch She-Hulk after, because that's supposed to be pretty okay too. And I'm just like, they clearly realized like, hey, diminishing returns. We got to stop doing a new show for every goddamn fucking character, which is the correct thing. Because, yes, there's going to be diminishing returns. You don't do 7 origin stories in a row while not tying any of them together. Like, stop it. You completely forgot what made these movies so good, which is that they slowly built into something. And this is not slowly building. You're just setting up 7 different civilizations at the same time.
I don't know why they didn't just keep going, like, every 4 movies a big phase movie. Because now I'm just like, legitimate. I haven't seen Eternals, Miss Marvel.
I haven't seen Eternals, but I've heard there's a giant plot hole in Eternals that none of the movies that have come after have addressed.
I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder.
I did like Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm very on the fringe on that one. I thought it was just a good rom-com. I think you would appreciate that more, picturing it as a rom-com.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna sit down.
If there's one that you've missed that I think you would enjoy, it's Thor: Love and Thunder. I think you would like it.
I did see Wakanda Forever.
I didn't see that yet.
No one has said Wakanda nonsense is this. Really a waste of potential, if you ask me.
But yeah, I still haven't seen that. A Moblin. It's a black.
Oh yeah, the Shang-Chi. Didn't watch that.
I haven't seen that either.
Hawkeye didn't finish. I didn't get past the second episode.
So okay, that I'll say. Hawkeye gets better.
Okay. Hawkeye just made me want to play Uncharted.
Regrettably, Hawkeye does get better. I think she hits her stride and she gets like to be a better character. And I also think that when they get Yelena in later, Black Widow's sister, who like didn't really get that much chance to shine in
I watched that movie. If God forbid
that movie is aggressively average, but I didn't hate it. I don't know what to say.
I don't remember a single fucking thing. You could put a gun to my head and I would not remember character, plot point.
Which way did I come from?
Saw that.
Where did he go?
Also, all right. Didn't watch Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't watch Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, there's a lot of Marvel stuff that I just haven't I feel like Ant-Man should have been bigger, but because there's been so many.
I didn't watch.
So I did watch Moon Knight. It's whatever.
Did you watch What If?
Did I watch what?
The What If series?
Yes, I liked What If. I thought What If could be really cool if they get more stuff. I feel like they weren't adventurous enough. They were like, it was like very butterfly effect, where it was like, what if this thing slightly changed? I'm like, okay, but what if we went like I don't know, more outrageous? Then like, what if like some origin story slightly changed and like rippled out? I'm like, I get that and it's cool, but you could have been a lot more like adventurous with this. I think What If was one of the better ones they did. I think WandaVision was very good. I think it's good that they led with WandaVision, to be honest.
WandaVision is the only one I actually was like, oh, this works specifically for Disney Plus. Rest of them, I'm like, maybe She-Hulk. She-Hulk felt like.
Did you watch She-Hulk?
Yeah, it's a whole She-Hulk, and I didn't like it.
You're breaking up a little bit, by the way. Probably because you're insulting Marvel.
I did like a lot of it. I liked some of it. Thought it was cool, but
oh boy, it's. I'll give you this. it's an advanced form of robot. Because before you'd like cut out, you'd be like, and now it's like, I did like it's every time I get electrocuted in game, your speech like changes.
Right. Can you hear me now?
I heard the now,
Oh,
but
can you hear me
the
now?
grate was still broken up.
Okay.
You're still a little choppy.
Are you That's yeah. Can't tell why this is.
I don't know what to say. There's not much I can do for you. Yeah, it's still robot.
1 second.
Alright, get out of here, you bastard. Made it lightning on me. What a jerk. It's like, you know what helped this area? Lightning. There's just, there's just no good people left anymore. I just feel like I'm doing all the work. Alright, I'll get rid of that. I don't need it. I'm trying to avoid the lightning. That should be okay. I don't remember this journey being so long. And there's like another part of it too, because you have to go like up the mountain after. Boy, oh man. It sucks that this is like the most important shrine. Because the ability is really good. The Mythos Grace. On top of also getting the waterfall kind of swim kick, which is also good. It's just kind of annoying that they put all the good stuff in like the most annoying spot. I guess all of the shrines you have to kind of maneuver around to get to. The Goron one you have the fireproof shit, and then the Rito one you have to fly to. So they're kind of all annoying in their own ways. Okay, no, here we go. All right, I think I could probably get to there from here. Oh, there's the Divine Beast. Yeah, I think they wanted me to go down the slow way, but I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna fly over. Chad, just me and you. Carlos has once again encountered problems. I can tell you, he has an appointment with his internet carrier. It's supposed to come out in 2 days. We knew we were risking it. We went to record today. We knew there was a chance it didn't pan out. So that's the risk you're going with. But how lucky for him, I am a pretty good Let's Player on my own. I even have a whole channel dedicated to it, so I think I can hold it. I couldn't hear it at first, but I can hear you now.
Good.
Sorry to put more strain on your relationship because you're accusing Juliana.
No, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, you're not 100%. You're like 85, so it should be good.
Okay. That's better.
It is a little bit better than nothing. We can call it just one today if your internet's not going great.
What did you say?
I said we can call it just one part today if your internet's not great.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do just one because I can't promise having. I don't know how long this is gonna last because today it was out for 3 hours.
Oh, I am sorry.
It's just like I don't understand why upgrade my service and then give me like the worst service I've ever experienced.
It's crazy this happened to both of us at the same time. Like I got my Comcast stuff figured out and I'm very grateful. But your shit has just gotten worse.
I just don't understand.
It's mean.
And I keep calling them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're sorry. We'll send a guy out." And I'm like, "Are you?"
Sorry, our bad. We'll fix it. Like just fucking like it's an in joke.
I'm also just like I kind of understand before the pandemic of like, oh yeah, it's home internet. You don't really need to take it that seriously. It's inconvenient, but for the most part,
they've had time to work the shit out now.
Not only that, but I'm like, you're really fucking up people's paychecks now.
Yes.
Like, I take Zoom interviews at home, and if they can't hear me, it's like, why am I paying you all this money? You can't just do basic shit. Like, I was bitching at them, and I'm like, I'm paying for this, and somehow I'm getting less speeds. So I expect my bill to reflect me only getting less speeds. And she was just like, "Oh no, we'll just downgrade your service." I'm like, "I did not ask for you to do that."
I asked that you deliver the service that I'm paying for. I know that's a crazy concept, but it would be super great.
We need to get rid of high speeds. The government needs to step in.
I kind of just think that we should just have government run internet, but we'll never get that shit.
Yeah, too many bitches out there.
Too many people are
People
like,
out here.
no, we want to keep this monopoly, thanks. We're pretty happy with it.
We want to bail out the banks.
I love that this is coming back up. The good news is, if they bail out the banks, they've got nothing to stand on about the student loan thing.
That's cute. I will kick you. Don't you start now. Don't you fucking start now. She's starting now.
No, Carlos, Carlos, you don't understand. It's good that Josie barks, because then what if, like, you go to lay down and you forget if you lock the door or not, and you're like, that's fine. Josie can bark if I need it.
No, it is helpful though. The neighbor next door did seem to be she's not liking someone.
Oh,
who she lives with.
She's yelling.
Not yelling.
Yelling on a
like,
Monday?
The vibes are off.
On a Monday?
Yeah, I mean that's.
Okay, this is going badly. This is
is
going very badly.
Hilarious.
What the fuck was I supposed to do? I have to die now because they ate a fairy, and I'm like, I need that for later.
Oh wow!
Like, what the fuck was that? It's a fucking game,
That's called
dude.
Karma.
For what? I didn't do nothing to nobody.
You definitely did something.
You can't prove what? What?
What else happened?
How many days has it been since we last recorded?
A handful.
We've upped our cadence.
We did it on Thursday. Wednesday. We did it on Wednesday because I remember. Oh no, we also did it Friday, I think, right?
I think we did do it on Friday. Okay.
One of Juliana's friends had a second kid, and I was just like, God damn, that's a lot of kids.
You already have one. What do you need two?
Yeah.
Seems like a waste.
I didn't want to say that.
You thought it.
No, I didn't say that. Actually, 2 kids I think is a perfect amount of kids. Anything more than that, I'm like, 1, you're going to start picking favorites, and then 2, you're going to have a stranger in the house.
First of all, no way that the guy that came from a 2-kid household thinks 2 kids is the perfect amount of kids.
No.
Who could have guessed?
No, okay. Can you hear me out?
I can, but I feel like it would be a waste of both of our time. But we'll let you go.
You have 3 kids, you get a weird middle child. That kid not gonna get enough love. Just that it. And the firstborn kid of a 3-child household, that kid's gonna need to do a lot of growing up because you gotta help out with the other 2 motherfuckers.
I don't appreciate being targeted right now.
And the baby is gonna get baby for the rest of their fucking life.
That's not true. Not in our family, at least.
Okay. Well, you have twins. That don't count.
That is true. It's basically like having 2 kids.
Exactly. You have 4 kids. Now you have a chance of 2 awkward middle kids. And there's definitely 1 kid out of that 4 that you just don't know them. You have no idea who that motherfucker is. Like you're kind of aware that they're into stuff, but every once in a while you catch them in the house and you're like, I don't know what to talk to you about. You have 5 and up kids. You now officially
no. You don't get to cop out here. You said 5. Let's keep going until we get to 10. Let's.
Oh no, because also here's the other thing, right? Because once you get at 5 kids, right? Everyone's got at least 1 friend, and then everyone's brought 1 friend over.
Oh, I see. I was like, I wasn't sure where this is going for a second.
Then you have 10 kids up in your fucking house. You have 10 kids often at your house. Because you know these kids aren't checking before they come up to the house with their friend to make sure that, like, oh yeah, you can bring so-and-so over. No, now you got 10 kids up in this bitch. And if you don't have a home, that's a lot of motherfucking kids in your house. You're definitely mistaking one of the friends as one of your kids because they're always fucking there eating your food.
Do you get some stuff you want to get off your chest? I don't know where all this came from.
No, I'm just saying.
That felt like you were holding it in.
Oh no, me and Julian have spoken about this because she's like, I only want 1 kid, and then I'm like, nah, you get 1 kid, an only child. I know so many only children who I'm just like, you are off because you didn't have someone in the household who was very comfortable with bullying for your failures.
It comes back to bullying once again.
it always comes back to bullying. But only children don't get like the preferential treatment beaten out of them.
Don't like that you said
Most
beaten out.
very often, most of she steal like having a sibling. There's someone who just steal the last piece of like the last slice of pizza. Like you, if you're the only child, it's like, oh, Dad, can I get the final slice? It's like, yeah, why not? When you have to battle, make an argument because that sibling wants to do that, or again, you have to get having a sibling forces you to get very comfortable with dealing with someone who wants to do something you have no interest in doing. Oftentimes, I'd have to come home to a household where my sister was watching something I did not want to watch, but I just had to because it was like, what else am I gonna do? Watch TV with my dad? We grew up in a 2 TV household. Yeah, you could get every kid a TV, or be crazy and put a TV in someone's bedroom. But one, that should be illegal, and two, you gotta deal with some difficulties in life. But then again, now everyone's got a tablet or some or smart technology. So I'm like, maybe this philosophy is gonna change.
I love that conservative Carlos occasionally pokes his head out. TV in the bedroom.
Nah, TV in the bedroom leads to degeneracy. Everyone who ever had a TV in their bedroom has gone on to live degenerate lives.
This is two things. This is one, you didn't have a TV in the bedroom, and you're very cross about it still.
No, I'm very proud of it.
Two, I had a TV in the bedroom, and you're coming after me. Like,
oh yes.
So it's two-parter.
I also think like there's
a what?
Between people in their bed versus people who had to live in living.
You're breaking up a little bit, but I think you're talking about making beds. I don't really appreciate that.
No. Like their bedroom people just like to hang them all the time, and who like to hang in the living room all the time.
I don't know what to do here. Wait, shit. I don't know how to solve this puzzle. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. How do I get it over here? Okay. I think I got this. Alright, and now I just change the trajectory a little bit. Okay, too far. Huh? Huh? Yeah. We in there. All by myself. That's mostly just me checking to see if Carlos is actually in the call or not. He's not. I figured it out. He's not. We checked. He didn't make it. Oh, I got a message from him in Discord. Can you hear me? No. Obviously not. Something has gone terribly wrong for you, my friend. And I can't hear you in the recording either. I can confirm that. Well, it's great that you can hear me. What did that do for the video, Carlos? Like, is that helpful? You may need to restart Discord if you can still hear me. I think there might be a short... Now I can hear you, but you're a little broken, but that's fine.
Let's talk about real issue.
Yeah, I'm getting like 50%. I heard talk about the real shoes. So I assume we can only talk about real shoes. I think Nike is a pretty big shoe brand. I think Adidas is up there. New Balance. Dockers. Men's Warehouse.
K-Swiss.
just K-Swiss, sure. Uggs. Tim's.
Okay, you can hear me now?
A little bit.
Okay, good. All right, never mind. I'm gonna get off my high horse now. I'm gonna be a man of the people again.
What were you on the high horse about? I don't even know what you're on.
Oh well, while I was disconnected, I was going on a rant of all rants about people who live in living rooms and people who live in bedrooms.
What does that mean?
Just like people who grew up hanging out all the time in their bedroom versus people who grew up all the time like having to hang out in the living room because like there's nothing to do in their bedroom.
Yeah, it's almost like you're gonna reinforce whatever way you were raised, and deny any way you weren't raised.
I'm not gonna say that, but I am gonna say there's some moral degeneracy in other people. Not me though. I'm a Christian and a virgin, but others.
Good God, Carlos.
Oh, it's Aaliyah.
Get your shit together. Who?
The person that I stole. There was a girl at college who came up with "I'm a Christian and a virgin" and ran that joke so well that at senior year we were legitimately questioning, like, "Yo, is she actually?" Just by telling a story.
How many years have you used this phrase and never once gave credit? How many years, Carlos?
I thought I did. I thought I told you the story.
You said it was freshman year?
No, sophomore year.
Okay, so 11 years ago. Right. You've been using this phrase for 11 years with me, and you haven't once given credit? You're a fucking bastard. You're the furthest thing from a Christian. I do agree, probably the virgin part. Nothing?
You're a hater.
What do you mean? 11 years, Carlos.
No, I have told the origin story.
You have not told the origin story of this.
Well, honestly, I don't need to. She's a birthday twin, so I don't have to tell.
She's a what?
I don't have to explain. A birthday twin. We have the same birthday.
What does that have to do with anything?
If someone shares your birthday, everything they do, you did as well.
I don't think that JoJo and I have that much in common, or Jonah Hill. So,
I watched his documentary. It was actually pretty good.
Why does he have a documentary?
He did a documentary about his therapist.
What? Why?
Just interesting. Just like talking to his therapist about working through his issues and like here maybe some self-help tips that you guys can do at home and like things that make you feel more comfortable. Talked about his like body weight image and shit. It was really cool.
Did he talk about how when he lost weight, people were like, "Put the weight back on, funny fat man."
Yeah.
We don't want to see you like this.
Talking about like his mother kind of becoming overprotective about his weight led to the issues of like her perceiving how he believed, like him perceiving himself, and she was just doing too much to try to protect him from it. Made him like even more insecure about his weight.
This thing's cool.
It's just weird to me that it's an elephant.
No, I think that's the best part. I love that it's an elephant. I love that its trunk just completely goes forever, and that's why it doesn't stop raining here. That's a super cool lore reason for making this fucking nightmare place to go. I also like how they're like, yeah, remember Mipha, our treasured princess, who we were all alive during? And you're like, no. It's like she was in love with you, and you're like, yeah, about that. I don't know what to tell you.
I got mad hoes.
So I don't know what to tell you. I'm here on behalf of a different woman. It is crazy that they were like, what if we put like a love triangle in this game? And I'm like, this is like the last game I'd expect a love triangle from.
Zelda in the past has had love triangles.
Has it?
But, yeah, but they don't really go into
Zora armor. Swim speed up. I feel like I gotta wear it for this, right? Oh, you can send waterfalls with it. Oh, hell yeah. I feel like this particular like story beat has been done so many times. This person's not even from our land. Your Majesty, you can't just accept like, oh my god, I've seen this plot so many times.
No, but I'm with him because I always see myself as that character. We don't know this motherfucker.
You relate to the guy saying we can't trust him.
Where have you seen this man before?
I had a really good idea for a game or for a story. I think I might have told you this before. Maybe even in one of the earlier parts of this, but I want to reiterate. I want to make a game like this that's basically the hero's journey, and it's like, oh, this hero is here to save us from all of this, and so, and they just put all this crazy pressure on them, and of course they're like 17 or like 16, 18, you know what I mean, like that age. Mm-hmm. And then finally someone, like, you get like a competent villain who just fucking murders everyone they know or something, like halfway through the game. And the dude just snaps, and then you just like you stop playing as them and you play as a different protagonist, and like the villain becomes the former protagonist because they just like lost their shit and they were like, nobody gets anything because all of you are awful, and I'm strong and I'm the most powerful, so I'm just gonna make sure nobody rises up. Like show a villain origin story and be like, you know, I get it though. Like you saw what happened. Like,
Have there? I mean, other than Metal Gear Solid 3, has there been a good villain origin story?
so the thing is, this is gonna sound weird. I almost think Metal Gear Solid 3 isn't a villain origin story. I think it's a retcon of a villain. Like, it's them being like the villain, not so villainous after all. Like,
Not he a villain?
he's a villain specifically in Metal Gear 2, and that's it. Like, it's just like they kind of talk about him, but it's always someone else who does the stuff. Basically, after Metal Gear Solid 3, he made Naked Snake so likable that they couldn't write him as a villain anymore. Like, and that's the game I want to see. I want to see the game where he becomes the villain, which I guess MGS5 was supposed to be before they faked out. I don't know.
I mean, he kind of did. They put a bomb in that girl.
They didn't.
Always getting yourself hurt.
That was it was the other forces they were going against put the bomb in her.
I would heal you.
I had to replay.
Ground Zero
What,
and MGS5.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much happens in Ground Zero that is not referenced in MGS5. They basically just like forget about it, which is really funny. You played Peace Walker, right?
I was always willing
No.
to heal your
So here's the thing. I heard Peace Walker was originally supposed to be Metal Gear Solid 5, but Konami said you can't put a numbered title on the PSP. Like, you can't, like, you need to, this has to be a spin-off. So then Kojima was just like, alright, I guess. And just, like, changed the name, but kept it the same game. So I think, I heard Peace Walker was originally supposed to be 5. And I've seen a couple clips of Peace Walker now, and I'm like, I think I should have fucking played Peace Walker. It does seem like the missing link between, like,
It's cool.
it seems like the missing link between 3 and 4 and 5. Like, it's right there where it's like, oh, that's where they got the idea for some of this stuff. So I want to check it out. But
My only beef with that game was that, like, it felt like I was playing a PSP game.
yeah, I don't mind that too
But-
much.
It is what it is. That was a different time in my life.
It's true. When do you play Metal Gear again? Is it winter, summer? I forget. You always associate things with seasons.
Christmas.
Christmas, sure. No better Christmas game than the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Hey,
Actually,
it works.
you know, it doesn't work. None of them take place at
Well,
Christmas.
no. It's because most of those games are really like not longer than 12 hours, and it used to be Christmas break. I didn't have anything
I mean,
to
they're
do.
they're longer than 12 hours if you play them correctly. You're just like sprinting through areas.
Exactly.
I think I got. You know what? I think for flair, I'll wear the
wow.
I'll wear the armor during this part.
You playing like me?
Gotta change it up, yeah. Well, that's what I like. That games are like slowly going through this, where they I fucking hate Capital One. Capital One will be like, "Hey Nick, thanks for being a Capital One customer. To reward you," and then it's like, credit limit increase." And they're like, to reward you, you automatically qualify for auto financing. I'm like, I hate you. I fucking hate you. You piece of shit. Like, who does
I'm always
this?
looking for double points.
I guess I am eligible for double points now. Once again, and I want to point this out, we have yet another part of this series where it's just raining and dark out. Do you know how hard this makes my goddamn thumbnails? It's impossible. Like, there's like 4 green thumbnails in a row. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Also, now we gotta go fight a Lionel. Should I kill it with
Oh yeah, you about to?
Should I kill it with its with its friend's like sword?
I mean, yeah. I feel like that's what a fucked up thing to do.
So I think this is a really cool section, and this kind of highlights the game in general, where it's like, hey, we need 20 shock arrows before we continue. And it's like, well, you can go get them if you go fight this Lionel, or you can just find them anywhere else in the world and just like, and go from there. And I like that there's options. This guy's shifty. I don't know. I don't like what he's up to. I think he's one of them blue collar workers. Nothing? Alright. Carlos, do you still keep a spreadsheet of games you play? Oh, he's just gone. I can't hear you again if you can hear me. I don't know. I don't have time to check. I need to find a waterfall. Now that I can swim up them. Where the fuck is a waterfall? How do I get up there? I don't remember how this is done. I swear there was a huge waterfall here. Maybe it was the entrance to this area. No, there's one. I think that'll work for what I need it for. I can't see the message because my OBS is blocking it, Carlos. No, I can't hear you. You're silent again. How does it feel to be the silent majority? For once in your fucking life. I'm kidding. I think I gotta make it over there. And I'll take like a breath. And then I'll go up the waterfall. And like I can tell I'm swimming faster, but it still doesn't feel that fast. I can hear you.
My robot?
Not that bad. A couple words here and there.
Robot.
Did you see Jimmy Kimmel's opening monologue, just like going into Will Smith?
I saw it and I processed none of it.
I just sort of was like, yeah, you guys do take this stance a fucking year later. Like, now that the public opinion is settled, you guys are like, okay, I guess we can take a stance on this now. Just like so weird.
Will Smith should go back and slap a lot more celebrities. Every year we should have a Will Smith, like we as a public vote on who he should slap.
I think we should I think anytime someone slaps someone at the Oscars, they should therefore win Best Actor later that night.
Yes.
I think that's the new way to decide.
It's what's funnier to me.
I don't think you just caught what I did, by the way.
Oh yeah, I caught that you caught the fish.
I just raised up the fish. Okay. Cool.
But what was he saying? Yeah, Will Smith slapping people should be a regular occurrence. And it's funnier to me the people who keep trying to shame others for like being pro slapping, like we won't slap you.
I think my only issue with the slap, because I think you should be able to slap people, especially at the Oscars. My only issue with it is
at the Oscars.
I don't think that slap was warranted. I'll say it.
I think it is and it wasn't.
I don't think it was intense enough. Like, I think if you want to be like, we're gonna do it because you said something really heinous, that's fine. Mm-hmm. You can do it if it's like a buildup of emotions. It kind of felt like there was some brewing stuff there that he hadn't quite worked out, and Chris Rock just happened to be the most recent target that like broke the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. And I was like, I don't know that Chris Rock earned all of that. I think there was some stuff internally that maybe you needed to work out. Well, like,
I think the saddest part about the entire slap thing to me is that Chris Rock didn't get off a single funny joke about being slapped on stage at the Oscars.
I think I feel the same way. I think that I have it worse. You know this, right? I saw Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, you went and saw him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell a rare Nick story. Okay, so shut the fuck up. So I last year when Chris Rock slapped Will Smith, or Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, Chris Rock already had shows booked after the Oscars in Boston, and suddenly those tickets were worth a lot. Something happened that made that suddenly a lot more interesting, and so I had a friend, a former coworker, who had tickets. Like he had bought them before the Oscars, and because he was just like, oh, Chris Rock tickets for like $60, sure. I was like, okay, and it was like, okay. I, thinking that Chris Rock of all comedians would definitely have some prepared remarks, was totally ready to hear him talk about Will Smith, and he opens the show by going, all right, first of all, not going to talk about the slap. Then why the fuck did I come here? Like, this is such a ripoff. Like, what do you mean?
I get that.
I get it to an extent, but I'm like, he's like, it's too fresh, it's too raw. I don't have any good jokes yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
because I was listening to a podcast about it, and like, yeah, for a while it needed to be a like for a while, like legitimately, it is a bit traumatic, or it is a lot traumatic to be fucking slapped on national television, and everyone's just kind of be like, "Oh shit, you just got slapped on national television." And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But then you do this Netflix live special, and I didn't even really watch it.
I
only
haven't
saw
seen it
people
because it did release like right as my Netflix lapsed, which I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, great.
I didn't watch it, as well as I saw like the clips of people posting of like, "Oh yeah, here's the funniest bit from the night," and then I watched it and I didn't laugh, and like the only people who were saying it was really funny were really lame people, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good on that."
I can see
And
that
so,
too.
like-
I can totally see that being something like he totally pwned him, and I'm like, he didn't though.
Yeah, he just called Jada a bitch, and I'm like, dude, wasn't that the thing that got you in trouble in the first place? Why would you want to do that again?
That was my
You know
first
what's
thought.
weird?
Was like, wait a minute, that got you into this mess. What are you doing? Like,
And then he called her a bitch, and then he said like, "I was raised by parents, so I didn't fight you back." And I'm like,
yeah, get
you
out
were
of here.
trying to, you were trying to argue you weren't a bitch, and all you did was double down on the bitchiness of it. Because what you you could have just made a lot of jokes of, I got caught off guard that I could get slapped on stage, and just make that the whole bit of, I did not realize Will Smith was gonna actually slap me, and just like he had to make fun of himself.
I think that's the big thing. When something like that happens, you got to take some you got to like really get ready to dish it on yourself first. Just be like, I didn't even think that was the worst joke. Like, just like stuff like that. Like, it's funny, but it's just to be like, I don't know, man. Back in my ugh. Who was this for?
It's like when you tell a story about you getting your ass whooped, it's hilarious. Because at a point in the story, you have to come to grips with the fact of this. Like, when I tell stories about wrestling, it's always like, or the time I wrestled the second best wrestler in the state, I remember blinking and looking up at the ceiling because that motherfucker whooped my ass so quick. I didn't have time to react. He slapped me in the face. So first, disrespect. We're wrestling in a bingo hall, and I'm like, all right. And then my coach literally looked at me and was like, "Carlos, whatever you do, just don't get pinned." And I came up that mad, and he looked at me and he was like, "I'm not even mad at you. You had nothing. You had no reason to be out there. We threw you to the wolves."
It's like you could have opened with that, fucking coach. Jesus.
No, he told me, he was like, "Carlos, this guy is really good. I don't expect you to win." And I was like, one, thank you. You know, I'm glad you have no expectations here. No, and I was just like,
that's
no.
really helpful. Thank you.
And then everyone else on the team was like, "Carlos, we don't expect you to win here." And I'm like, "Okay, great, guys." It first started off as like, "Hey, you know," and now it's sounding like y'all really have no confidence in me, which is not great.
It does kind of raise the questions like, hey, why am I here if you guys don't believe in me?
Well, no, my next question was going to be like, what matches have you guys believed I could win, and I've actually, like, you know, what are the data points that are leading you to conclude that Carlos can't get this done? And then
so I do want to quickly,
went up
before we get too far, I do want to say it because I don't want to. I want to make sure I don't forget this. So my friend bought the tickets for Chris Rock for $60, which is fine. That's typical standard prices, more or less. I bought them from him for $200 each, and there were two of them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because I was like, this is a zeitgeist moment. This is going to be the show after he gets slapped. Surely he's going to pop off for an hour about this. And I'm going to be really glad I went there. To be fair, I went with someone else and they paid their $200. So, like, it could have been worse. But I was also like, what the fuck did I go to that for? Like, why? It wasn't worth it at all.
It's just like, you got slapped on stage, man. You're going to have, at one point,
You're going to have
to
to
like,
address that. Like,
yeah. But it's also
it's going to come up. Like...
But yeah, oof, hilarious. It's just funny. It's always funny to me with every one of these like social media things, right? Of these people who decide to defend the dumb part, and I'm always just like, what is, like the people who like Julian and I got some friends, and they were all like, "Carlos, how can you be pro the slap?" And I'm always just like, my stance is always, don't be a little bitch, and being anti-slap. That just sounds like you gonna disrespect my woman in front of me, and then no, I'm not gonna slap you. Like, in the grand scheme of things, what does it serve me to be anti-slap? I think we as a society would do a good job of like people reminding each other, please do not disrespect me. I can't get crazy in here. I do not have manners. I will cause a scene.
I like have to remember how to fight Lionels now.
It's such a cool character.
It is a very fun fight too. Ah!
The only thing I would, granted,
Fuck.
we never going to get this because somebody decided to copyright it. Was I do wish that like Link had an actual nemesis that wasn't Ganon.
We're not talking about this.
Yeah, but like no, I just wish like there were more games with like a second character that I was like, all right, cool. You're my actual like. I hate you personally, not for overarching plot reasons, just because you deserve to get your ass whooped. You've been walking around in Hyrule believing that you.
Okay, that didn't work out. Did you drop, or are you just like invested? I think he dropped. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, this shield's not gonna hold up forever. I gotta figure out another way to do this. I think I should do the stasis again. That worked out pretty well. Ooh, lad. Carlos, if you're there, I can't hear you. That was a genuine first try, which I'm pretty happy with. What do I get rid of here? Probably everyone I'm carrying. God damn. I went hard there. The stasis really helped. I'm not gonna lie, that was mostly the stasis.
I got fully I fully dropped, as you can tell.
Yes.
And yeah, this is just
This is your
Julian's
nightmare.
completely off. Yeah, this is oh my god.
It sucks. I've been there. Like,
It's like-
recently I've been there. Like,
It's like every day is a snow day, as well as Juliana is getting more and more upset with me because I got like she was like, there was no problems with the Wi-Fi. Why'd you do the upgrade? And I was like, I didn't know I was gonna get laid off. I had no idea I was gonna get laid off.
yikes, dude.
So it's just like, yeah, it's just she's just like, why did you ever agree to this? And I was like, well, I was driving home. Literally, Nick, I was driving home on a payday. I was happy as shit. I was just like,
They caught you.
I had killed it at work, and they just, oh man,
Well, didn't kill it that well because you'd still have a
Yeah,
job
no.
if you could.
wow. Honestly,
I don't know if I can make those jokes yet. I just,
like, you can still make those jokes. I don't give a fuck about that job. Like,
you
oh,
did miss
God.
me. Absolutely trounced that Lionel. Genuine first try. Like,
The worst part is I could hear it, but I could not see any of it.
so you just and my tone doesn't change. Like I'm just like, okay, and now I'm killing him. Okay, he hurt me pretty bad. Okay, like just like someone's reading a novel about it to you. Like, how do you feel about people who don't fight the Lionel and they just steal the arrows and get the fuck out of here?
Wait. No.
What?
No. What do you mean they don't fight the lion?
I mean, you could just sneak by it. And all the arrows are like shot into the trees and shit. You could just steal them from the trees.
If you don't fight the Lionel, I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to vote, but I definitely don't think you should be allowed in school zones.
I do want to say I don't think you should be able to vote if you don't fight the Lionel. I'm definitively saying it. You shouldn't be allowed to vote if you don't fight the Lionel. And some of them said it like smugly. They'd be like, "Oh, you fight that Lionel? Huh? Why bother? You can just sneak around it." I'm like, "'Cause valor." What do you mean why? 'Cause it's there. Why
you
climb
wanted to
Mount
smoke.
Everest? Like,
Not only that, he wanted to smoke. It's mad dangerous to not, like, what, you're going to let that Lionel continue to terrorize the Zora domain?
Yeah.
What kind of person are you? Motherfuckers don't see something and don't say something, and that's what's wrong with society.
it's a very weird one to quote, but okay. That's a choice to quote. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll show the. Okay, well, that still worked, but
No, you already showed me this. Oh, or was that just to me, not the viewers at home?
I don't remember. But it's a
Well,
good way to
no,
get the arrows too. Oh, there are a lot more shock arrows than I thought. They're just like literally everywhere. Like, what was he doing? What was he?
He's just checking them out.
What was he cooking? Ah, fuck.
I do love that meme in soccer.
What?
What was he cooking? And it's just like some guy who made like a really questionable decision that kind of paid off, but didn't.
I love the. I still haven't seen the original, which is someone. I think that just someone. Oh, fuck. Blood moon.
So, doing the video about the actual what was he cooking?
Yeah, like what was Thanos cooking? I'm like, who gives a shit? What do you mean? What was he cooking?
Honestly, yeah, I would actually. I didn't. I thought that was just a weird meme thing. And I also love the second one. Does he know?
Yeah, I don't get that either. Like, was it like, did he know he was Batman at this point? I mean, probably, dude. He's the Riddler. It's this whole fucking deal.
Oh no, you gotta watch. You gotta watch the movie.
I do have to watch that movie.
It's so good.
Sorry, I'm trying to get some thumbnail shots.
Well, if you're not doing anything on Friday.
I could probably make time on Friday.
All right, cool. I'm also Juliana's taking. Juliana's sounding like Laura Bush out here and saying like
I don't know what
no.
that means.
She's doing a she's doing a war on drugs in the household because she ate my final edible and then it was like when today I was just like, oh hey, you want to come with me to pick up more? She's like, you shouldn't be buying more. I'm like, well, okay.
Wait, why?
Just because she's just like, you're unemployed, and I'm like, do you think I don't know this?
What do you think helps you get through the unemployment?
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is you wanna hang out when you come home this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do? Just, I really don't have any interest in like kicking it with my parents while this is going on, because my dad's just gonna be at a house where everyone will be crying the entire time.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah. And also, he treats it like. Did I tell this in a previous video? My dad treats funerals like social gatherings.
A little bit.
Yeah, so like his big thing is just like, oh, cool, I can't wait to go reconnect with old friends.
That's so
like,
weird.
That's very
that's
weird.
So weird.
It's very
That's
weird.
so fucking weird. It's when I know something is bad, and I've said this multiple times. When you and I are in lockstep on something, it's bad. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
It's like certified.
Oh
no! Are you fucking? No! It didn't even occur to me.
Oh really? I was watching that. I was like, you are really.
I completely forgot. Getting the fuck out of here, dude. What?
Oh, wow. So you're
what
not gonna
timing?
find him a second sometime?
No, no, I'm not. Because he's doing his fucking arrow shit. Oh my god! Leave me alone. Oh, what the fuck? Still? I'm a mile away. Leave me alone, dude. this game. We didn't test if the shock arrows do that. By the way, we still haven't tried.
Also, do I sound okay?
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, I can tell you're on a phone, but it's not like terrible.
I got headphones on, and I'm in a robe, and I'm walking around. Granted, the one thing is I am an idiot. I didn't charge my phone. I'm at 30%, so we might have to wrap this soon.
We're gonna.
I'm
wrap
also
soon anyway.
watching the video. All right, cool. And Juliana's got therapy, so I gotta get out of here.
I'm actually gonna wrap up right now. We're gonna save, and we'll come back and do the Divine Beast next time.
All right, cool.
Should I test this first?
Test it, because.
Well, I need these arrows for this fight, but I'm still gonna do this anyway. Kinda.
Yeah, but
not in the way he did it. Like,
yeah, he's. I mean, he also has
So-
like an arm the size of your body, so.
oh, this is really cool. So, like the 3x bow that the Lionel uses, it takes 1 arrow per like 3 shots. That's pretty cool. I thought it would take 3 arrows at a time. I forgot it did that. I'm gonna go sit in here just in case the thunders and lightnings. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Carlos, for joining me. I hope your internet issues are fixed soon. And
Hopefully, man. All right.
yeah, we'll keep trying to work through this. Part 9, and we're only at the first Divine Beast now. I don't know what the fuck that was.
All right.
Carlos,
Catch
what was
you
that sound?
Oh, I was opening the door to go
Okay.
into the living room.
It sounded like an animal. I was like, what
No
was that?
doubt.
All right.
The dog is asleep on the couch. All right.